Okay, here we go for another replay. This is going to be a new one. I'm going to call these shorts. Uh, I think it's going to be games under 25 minutes, but for my first two, it's going to be games under 20. And this one's really funny actually in terms of games. So I'm top lane against the Fiora, which is absolute like terrible for me, right? Fiora matchups are the worst. I'm telling Negro like I'm gonna need some help pre-6, right? Once I get my ult, you know, it's a little bit. I could maybe make it a little even as long as I don't get too far behind up until then. Prior to that, man, it's pretty rough. So. And you can see the pings on the map right now. This is the other reason why I think this one is so funny. It's not because I'm getting counter-picked top. It's because... So in like professional play, I saw it was like a Lux Sona bot lane. And they both bought support items and they split farm and they had crazy CC and... I think it was the EU team that made it work. I think, what was it, Cloud9 who tried it? And they failed pretty hard in the game they tried it. But there was an EU team that pulled it off. Maybe Mad Lions, I'm not too sure. But anyway, so that's what we thought they were trying here. And me and Negro were both like, ooh, this is going to be interesting. But then they trolled the mid laner and they just took over mid lane for some reason. And then our support decided he would go mid lane and help out there. So in the bot lane we have an assassin versus a Jhin, and I'm thinking I don't know how this is gonna go. You know, if Katarina jumps on him, I'm thinking he's just boned, right? There I am missing Qs. Super hard to land on Fiora with her dash. In fact, any mobile champion, it's really hard to land Mordekaiser's skill shots. And it's why I lost a match against Fiora like really bad, really bad. And I watched some replays and I saw the guy, he started Bramble Vest, and then he went into Nashor's Tooth. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense because then, you know, the one thing you're kind of, you know, sure you will hit is your auto attacks, right? And it makes sense to add more damage to that. So Negro comes up, cleans that up for me. He was like, oh, I wanted to give you the kill. I'm like, I don't care, man. Just get her dead, you know? Like, give me a chance to farm, get her dead. So she TP's back to lane. I know her flash is down. I tell Negro, and he's like, yeah, I'll come back. Let's do it again. I was a little far back because I was behind the minion wave. And but she dashes in on him, and Negro just starts going to town. I miss my Q like a champion. I don't even know what that champion's name is now. Kindred, yeah, that's right. Kindred comes up to ruin our party, so that kind of sucked. But we both got out just fine. So, you know, blessing in disguise, if you will. So here's Jhin on this Katarina, and he's doing a really good job just harassing her and keeping her kind of, you know, from making any big plays. I've tried to play against Katarina one time when I was Mordekaiser. I think she like trolled me and went top. Those daggers, man. She hits you with one of those, jumps to it, jumps away, and you're just standing there holding your mace like, alright, when's it my turn to play? So mid lane, you know, getting a little bit poked out from this dual support mid lane that they're rocking. I mean, the Katarina was typing in chat. She's like, I don't even know what the hell's going on with this game. No, that's not the one he gets it. He does do a pretty good turnaround later, but as expected, I mean, he's not having a good time down there. Mundo, just getting a little too cocky, I think. And you can see I got some armor now. I guess she hasn't gone back yet, or she just didn't buy when I killed her. So yeah, so she doesn't really have, you know, any advantage, even though she's absolutely destroying the farm. I'm just trying to get, that's one thing I've realized is how important it is, even though sometimes it can be a little anticlimactic early when you drop your hammer and you don't even see their HP bar moved. But it still is quite important to land those. So now we've got the the proper bot lane versus their bot lane, and you can see the stuns, the binds, the damage. Like, the 2 support thing was just dumb. And the worst thing is they're not even doing it right. They're trying to play like an AP carry bot with this Lux. And yeah, and then trolling the mid lane out. I mean, that just made even less sense. But it was funny to watch, and it was super funny from inside looking at the chat from their team. So looks like Blue's trying to make a play, or I guess that's us. We're trying to make a play for Dragon, even though our jungler's topside. Negro comes, hands me another kill on this Fiora, which is choice. I don't know why our team started Dragon. That just seemed kind of dumb. They just basically got themselves killed and turned it around to the enemy team. I'm not saying you should never do a drag, or it's not a good idea to do a drag if your jungler's not there. But I feel like the conditions where you pull that off successfully are few and far between. I feel it's always better if you're gonna go for jungle objectives to coordinate it with your jungler, or at least, no, just coordinate it with your jungler, because like there, Kindred just comes up, runs right into the pit with the rest of her team. No one's taking that from her, right? We don't have like a, man, I don't know what my problem is with the champions' names today. Callista. We don't have a Callista or something, or I don't even know what other champ can do it like she can, but we don't really have a way to secure objectives without a jungler, so kind of stupid on my team's part. And Earth Dragon and Fire one, even though they don't give you a lot of buffs, if those are like the first 2, there's not going to be any more available. I feel like they're even more important to get them. So Jin's, I think this is where Jin kind of has the upper hand. Or he's starting to get the upper hand, I think. Either way, that was a pretty good trade by them. Mid lane's still taking a lot of poke from the Lux Nami duo. That's just gonna be annoying early. I don't think there's any way to really avoid that. LeBlanc feels bad, man. That last tick of the ignite taking you down. No one likes that. So Negro's shadowing top for a while here. I think we were trying to figure out what happened to Fiora, but I was like, no, I'm pretty sure she went back to buy. So he's going for some of his jungle clear. I think we were talking about getting the Rift Herald at this point, because like I say, getting the first one where you can actually use it to get some plates, I feel like that's probably the most important early objective for the jungle. So I asked him if he wanted me to help him, but he was like, no, just stay in lane and like keep her busy so that we don't have to worry about this coming back. I wasted my grab. I mean, she got so much damage on me before I could even ult because of that damn stun of hers. So I didn't really get anything there other than blowing both of our ults. But I did keep her distracted long enough for Negro to get this Rift Herald. So all things considered, that was what we wanted anyway out of that. So you can see more harass going on from the Lux Nami duo, but Negro's showing up here to make a play. The double ult here is just choice. He gives so much gold to like our team. I think that's the one thing about Pyke. Kind of like Draven almost. I would like to see like a... Oh, no, Draven wouldn't get the bonus gold. Never mind. I was thinking I would like to see a Draven Pyke lane. They'd get so fed if they ever got ahead, but I guess Draven kind of needs to get the kills. Otherwise, the crowd's not impressed with. But yeah, Negro pops the Rift Herald mid because this is where like all the action was happening, and then like just use it there and see if you can get, you know, some money to the mid lane. They weren't behind or anything, but I just felt like, you know, Nami and Lux were kind of cheesing him. So if they got a little bit of gold, maybe an extra item, some boots or something, you know, that might give them the edge to dodge some of that, those skill shots and stuff. Nice CC by Jhin. He just walks away from the ult. Still takes a lot of damage though at this point. But I think he can dish out enough damage too that it's not totally one-sided. Yeah, she's going down hard there. He's like landing those bindings like a champion. Unfortunately, the jungler's down here to kind of clean it up, so bad time for Jhin. And he walked into the turret for some reason. Taking random turret shots always sucks. Oh, something I wanted to bring up, unrelated, in one of my previous videos, but it didn't make my edit. Something I want to mention about skin. So if you have a skin shard, right, and they're maybe not ones you want, or they're not for champions you want, you know, whatever the situation is, right, I would recommend not combining 3 of them to make a permanent skin. And the reason I say that is because lately, and I mean this season, because I don't ever remember this happening before, it seems that you can combine them and it will give you a skin for a champion you don't even own. But the problem is, because you don't own the champion, that you get a, you just end up with a shard. So you're trading 3 shards for 1. It's actually a total waste. So she jumps, Fiora TP's in to try to clean this up, and I think she actually does get 1? No? No, she got somebody, right? Pike, was it? I swear she killed someone. Because I remember in the chat being like, God damn it, like, you know, we were holding her down and now she's gonna TP around and just get a bunch of kills and be back in the game. Like, I hate Fiora. She's such a filthy French whore. I love it. It's a love-hate relationship, actually. I hate playing against her, but love the champion. So yeah, I'm stoked. Anytime I can just sit top with Mordekaiser and get free plates, I mean, that's awesome. Because I'm used to getting pushed in so much as Mordekaiser that really getting any amount of plates is almost, it's a pipe dream, you know? Unlike if I get 1. So yeah, when I get a lot, it actually feels pretty good. So it looks like they're trying to make a play bot now. I'm not sure why they rotated, but yeah, Pike just swoops in with Negro, and they like collapse on them from behind. Katarina sees what's going on. She's like, I don't want any part of this. Like, get out of here. Jin's having a hard time with them snipes, and Pike busts too early, so no bonus money for us. That sucks. So I've got my well, I'm part of the way towards my Nashor's Tooth here. I finally started buying some AP. I've got all the defensive items I need. Ninja Tabby, Thornmail. So this is pretty much like not the best point to fight, I would say. Maybe if you had that the upgrade to that amplifying tome into the Fiendish Codex and you have like some more cooldown, I think that would be like the ideal point to fight before you get your Nashor's Tooth, right? But either way, I'm feeling pretty strong. She comes in on me. She uses her little, what's it called? Her riposte. But she, and so I knew that was down, so I knew she couldn't block my ult. But more importantly, when she dashed past me, I knew it would bring the perimeter of my ult out of turret range. And so as soon as I saw her do that, I was like, yeah, I've got this. And Negro was coming up to help me, and I was like, he was like, oh, she's already dead. I'm like, yeah, I got this. So I think him and me just took that tower, actually. And then bot lane, they get their tower. You know, mid and bot right now is just such a mess of champions because of that initial lane swap that their bot lane did. And I don't think it's worked out for them. They're like 13 farm down. They've got a few kills, but that Pyke at 5 and 1 is disgusting, dude. Mundo 5 and 1. Like, Negro's been crushing it this game. Almost every person on our team has a bounty, right? This game just like blew up. It's now 17-6. Me and Negro are looking, we're like, there's no objectives on the map. We've got them completely pushed in. So we're like, let's just, you know, farm it up until the next objective comes and then force a 5v5 team fight. Because at this point, I'm like, we're so far ahead, I don't see how they have a chance. Pyke's up in my lane for some reason, trying to take some farm. I'm kind of like, what are you doing, bro? So he decides he's still going to keep sticking around for some reason. I don't really get what his plan is here. But that's... yeah, that's fine. In fact, I think we get caught out here because of him and the Jhin roaming around in this jungle. Yeah, the Nami ult comes through. Kindred does her ult, so she can't even die right now. I think that Lux ult did a ton of damage. I'm fighting the Fiora here, and I think I went in on like a bad fight because I thought my team was still with me. But then when I died, I noticed like, oh no, actually my team got caught out and they're about to bite it. So yeah, that was pretty disappointing. I was talking to Negro and I'm like, what's the point of even moving top if you're just gonna get caught out in the jungle? Like, you know, push a lane. I understand the value of getting picks, but I don't think we have the vision to make that work. Like, from what I can see on the map, we have a ward, you know, by the Raptors, which doesn't really give us vision of anything. And that's it. We didn't have any other wards on the top side of the map. So, yeah, that was kind of disappointed. And I was thinking to myself, like, they're probably winning because of this stupid Nami-Lux duo. So I'm like, I don't really want a team fight with them again. I'm just going to keep split pushing. Even though I did lose that fight to Fiora, which, you know, that was pretty bad, but what can I say, man? Sheen hurts. It's deceptively powerful. I mean, you expect it to hurt when the enemy has, like, you know, a few items built up. It's just surprising how much damage it does when they have, you know, very little built up. Negro's gonna collapse on Katarina here with LeBlanc, so I have no idea how she gets out. Negro doesn't even care if she ults, to be honest. It just doesn't even matter. I was so disappointed that thing didn't take the tower. I was ready to go all in on Fiora, and yeah. So, I see them coming up for me like it's their whole team. I'm like, okay, I'll just ult the Kindred and, you know, I get her. I realized like, oh wow, 2 more people showed up and they're just waiting for me, so I die. The only thing is though, that's like their whole team at this point, right? Is in the top lane right now. And meanwhile, we're taking towers in the bot lane. Our guys are pushing up the mid lane. You know, they lost so much of their base just to try to stop me. And then they surrender. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty good example of even though you get counterpicked, it doesn't necessarily mean the match is going to be a loss for you. B, you never know in silver or gold elo when someone on your team or the enemy team is just going to troll you out of the game. You just can never tell. So, you know, when you get into ranked, I think you got to play to win. And if you cannot get tilted and you can just focus on your objectives, I think chances are you could still come out victorious, because there's always a chance the enemy team's just going to troll themselves out of the game. Anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, I guess I'll see you on the next one. Peace.